medium is basically an entertainment medium, but my job has always been that of a teacher. I felt an amazing responsibility and opportunity, really, to be able to greet viewers every day in my television kitchen and also in a living room area so that I could try to teach home economics on television. And through it all, I've tried to keep in mind the economics of running a home, not only the financial economics, but also being economical of time and trying to use your talents to best advantage. So I've sort of collected today a show and tell feature that will show you some of the things that you've seen me make on television. Maybe you made the same as a result. So behind me you'll recognize sewing features that didn't necessarily have to be dresses, but often were things like pillows. We've done lots of stuffing work, it's called. I guess it has another name to it too. Trapunto, I think, is the proper name. But we've done things like using scraps of material and stuffing them and using them as attractive pictures. I didn't do any cooking today, but I brought along a little tea set as a reminder of all the cooking that we've done together. Your favorites have always been pound cakes and custard pies and good meatloaf, and things of that type have always appealed to a noonday audience better than really fancy gourmet recipes that would cost more to make and also would be more time consuming. Then we've done a lot of knitting. You know, we home economists think it's sort of funny in a way that things that we've been doing for years have suddenly become very popular. No one knitted 20 years ago, but then about 10 years ago, everybody was knitting, and this ski sweater is but one example of all the knitting that has been done. Also, cross-stitch, needlepoint, and those things now are so popular. I've noticed even needlepoint is being found coupon values on the back of many food products, too. This is one that I've always been very proud of, a family tree that has in it the family tree and also the names and birth dates of all of our family and all of our children. I've tried to stress, too, the importance of finishing things, and if you've wondered why I always tried to make a point to have something finished, it's to encourage you that something once begun, if it's worth finishing, should be finished and not just left unfinished in a drawer. Other things that I've tried to do through the years have been to bring you suggestions from viewers. This pine needle basket, which I did not make but was made by one of our viewers, contains many items that people send very often, and of course these items help me to learn something new, and they also help you to learn a new method too. After all, I certainly don't know it all. Most of what I do on television is a result of something that I have learned from you. One of the most popular features recently was a phone book cover, because I guess everyone's phone book gets a little dog-eared and would need a phone book cover to it. But some other things that we've enjoyed doing are, well, things like this, patchwork, applique work. This sort of thing has been helpful, and I hope it has, and something that you've enjoyed. We've done a lot of work with plants and also lots of work with artificial flowers. A good example, you know, taking some old flowers that ordinarily would just be thrown away, and then they can be turned into something new by a special finish that you would put on them. On the mantelpiece, you see a real plant, because these days more and more people seem to be more and more interested in living things. And it's been a lot of fun to me. I'm not very much of a gardener, but I've had lots of fun experimenting, and you seem to have enjoyed the mistakes I've made as well as some of the successes I've had. I'm not very good at decoupage, but I've tried to do my bit to show some of the decoupage work and to do a little bit. Another popular feature was just using a piece of fabric and varnishing over that fabric and using that, you see, as a picture. That's the easy way. Maybe you recognize a bell pull. I'm sure that I've shown it on TV because it's one of the first pieces of crewel work that I ever tried to do. And there's my old dress form. How many times have you seen that on television? Of course, in showing you how to sew, I think that I need to sew. And people often write and say, do you really make all of those clothes? Well, you know, it takes a lot of clothes when you're in television, and so you want to look different as much as you can every day. And if I invite you to sew, I think that I should sew also. Some of the most popular sewing features have been sort of combination dresses that maybe could be worn for one occasion, and then with the addition of a jacket or a belt or a scarf could be turned into something else. But you may not have realized that there's an underlying thought behind all of this. I believe very sincerely that homemaking is the best profession there is. And I think that no woman need to feel ashamed if she spends her full time making her family happier and making a happy home. And so the basic underlying principle of the Betty Feezor Show all of these years has been trying to bring a little more honor, perhaps, to that homemaking feel that most of us take some part in. It's been a great 20 years, and I hope you learned as much as I have, because you see, in getting all this ready for you, think how much more I've learned in the process. But every day at 1:30, the Betty Feezor Show signs off, and As the World Turn comes on, I know you're going to want to meet next Helen Wagner, who plays the part of Nancy Hughes, so you'll meet her following this message.
It takes a lot of professionalism to keep a daily homemaking program alive on the air for 20 years. And Betty Feezor has got what it takes. Today, her sponsors would like to relinquish their advertising time to salute her on her 20th anniversary. Congratulations from Sunbeam Bread, the batter whipped bread. From United Mobile Homes of Statesville, Conover, and Morganton. Happy birthday, Betty Feezor.